hi, dumelang ka moka South Africa and Africans baba botse. Welcome to yet another episode of the Conversation Starter. Akita Maikili one, of course, I'm with the lockdown wave in association with the Seshtown Waves. Check us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at Seshtown Waves and the Conversation Starter on Facebook. We got you. It's yet another hot, hip and happening topic. We're going to be talking about everything feminine hygiene. We've got our guest Mapula today and she's going to be engaging more with us on our femininity. Of course, word out on art, our artist today is Takalani Ligege. Our guy, local. Of course, we are always local leker, and we've got the word of the day as well, artist statement. So keep in touch and check us after the break. Welcome back to the Conversation Starter. I get excited today because all about being clean and all about the other things that we don't know about keeping that VJJ very much clean. I know we don't want to talk about this most of the times, so hence we need to have an expert who's going to tell us these things, so you keep them in your mind and you don't go around talking because so what is feminine hygiene? The taboo that it carries around our society, the self-consciousness towards this as a woman, like why so taking care of yourself, mind, body and soul, because it all boils back to that. If you're not keeping a healthy mindset on how you are going to actually be taking care of yourself, you'll neglect, of course, the most other important facts. There are a lot of questions on how do we actually take care of ourselves as women, especially our veggies. How do we clean her? The kind of panties that are right for us to wear, like the menstrual cycle itself, the confidence it brings in a woman, like what it does to you on your daily life. And I'm most interested, but we'll hear from our guest as she goes deep into it. I'm intrigued about the hygiene that goes on in prisons, because we have do we have that kind of energy as well in that confined space, and are they aware of such hygienic things? Well, we are going to be having our guest and we're going to be dealing more. But what I want you to know is that you need to stay clean, girl, because you need to stay confident as much as you can. After the break, we'll be having Mapula and we'll be indulging more. Conversation Starter. Like I told you, Mapula Mphahlele, born and bred in the beautiful city of Polokwane, schooled her primary education in Pamps, went for high school education at Michelle House till grade 11 and was homeschooled for matric. Currently into beauty and feminine hygiene with the hopes of one day becoming an activist of feminine hygiene and a well-established beauty therapist. Hello, girl.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks in yourself.
Fulukile, ke badile ntho e ngata ka wena Moki, like you carry so much energy shorter in the women industry, and you want to pursue that as actually being an activist in that.
Absolutely right.
Awesome. Ke thabetse go ba le wena Moki le garbela geshu, but ngwana re thushe Moki. Like, let's get into keeping ourselves, especially our she women, super clean. Like, what are the do's and don'ts to clean the veggies?
First of all, we have to break this taboo, right? And the first thing that we should do to breaking this whole taboo is actually naming every single thing by its original name. A vagina is not a vajayjay, it's a vagina. Vaginal discharge is vaginal discharge. It's not milk, it's not sugar mixed with what, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Right? And
alright.
If we call it by name, we've broken the first taboo to actually talk about it.
Okay.
So, keeping your vagina clean honestly just requires warm water. That's the first thing. And I believe that we all have access to warm water. Secondly is products that have zero fragrance and zero perfume, zero alcohol. That's your sunlight bar.
Yes.
We all have that.
Like that does the work.
That does the work.
Okay.
So if you cannot afford your expensive, luxurious vaginal cleansing, feminine hygiene things, then sunlight bar and warm water does the tricks.
Okay. So, but I've had a thing, Kajona, this vaginal cleaning products, or some of them actually have this alcohol and scents. They actually damage the washing and the sensitive parts of the vagina. So, like, how do you go about knowing which one is best? Like, which one is the standard for us to be using?
Okay, on every product that you buy, at the back it has a description of what's involved. What's included inside the product.
Okay.
So you have to read that. Make sure that what you are buying is zero fragrance. It is written.
Okay.
Zero fragrance, zero alcohol. It is written, because the more fragrance and alcohol you put inside your body or your vagina, it actually decreases your pH balance of your vagina, and that's also a risk factor to your vagina.
Oh, okay. So you don't just go to the shelf and you say, okay, this one cleanses and then I'll take this one. Okay. All right. Very, very interesting. Okay, in the low income countries and in the most disadvantaged homes, the choices of the menstrual hygiene they change according to miraba ya burina, and it often limits the availability and the social norms that we have again of talking about this. Like, how can we normalize this besides categorizing class the expensive in, like, actually coming to a base at a standard of having menstrual hygiene things at a low cost for everyone?
Okay. Firstly, we have to understand what is your menstrual cycle and how do you keep hygienic during that menstrual cycle, and why it is important to keep hygienic in that whole process. Now, first things first, having a normal pad as a basic need also puts you at a disadvantage, because a normal pad actually has the risk factors. So if you think you're in the high class and we're no shumisha pad and the other one is using a cloth, honey, you are the one at risk.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So basically, if you think you're the one that's using the pad and you are just the perfect match, you're actually wrong, because if you actually put on a pad for more than 3 to 6 hours, then you can actually get what we call vaginal yeast infections, and that's just something else. But then with a cloth, you obviously know this thing might leak at any time. You have that eager to change it anytime. You want to take it off, wash it, and that's why we say the cloth is sort of not a risk factor than an actual pad.
Okay, so it is more. So menstrual cups, sanitary pads, tampons, and the cloth pads as the variety during our periods. So I guess you consider the cloth pads to be the most safest because that energy check up absorber and then I can go longer for it. So guys, be careful on the time of hours that you spend on these things because they cause a lot of infections and you look at the discharge like the foul smells and because they're gonna break your confidence, girl. So reusable pads, do you think it's one thing that we should introduce in our lives?
Honestly, it just goes on to how you feel comfortable with using anything. If anything works for you, then use it, but also look at the pros and cons of everything that you want to use.
Okay, thank you Mapula. Bona, it's a conversation here. You know, we are taking it straight to our social media platforms. The conversations that are on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, #Turn Waves. Find us there and we'll engage more. And Mapula has also a WhatsApp group and Ritlavia the information on the page today. So cut today. We'll put the information on the social media platform on the conversation today, and you'll get to know and you'll get to get deeper into the conversations about keeping yourself healthy. After next, we have Word Out on Art with Takalani Ligege. Mapula, I would love to say thank you so much and highlighting us on how to keep us clean.
Thank you for having me.
After the break.
Word on Art.
Welcome back to the Word Out on Art. Today, Rinali, one of our local artists, we always keep it lekker. Takalani Ligege from Venda. Like this guy, he does a lot of paintings. Like Merkwagare Ublela, mostly about the Venda culture, like weija orincheta le element ya mulaba ya madishong, like uncha that barefoot element and the ground, like uso, like when you painting when you get to see them, you get that kind of a feeling mojona. And he does a lot to do the whole tribe, like the cattle jarona, like kamuho the family the cattle ka winchi wa jona. He depicts majority ba jona di khomujeo, like the dance itself, the colors tja di kubo tjela. So he's one artist ka sighting ya Venda. He's also doing a lot in giving back ka the artist, where he does printmaking as well, and he teaches printmaking. The artist tjedi well known ba pusha sighting ya Venda. So you'll check his stuff on the social media and we'll give you links to his social media pages. But yeah, his works, as you see them, they speak for themselves. Like it's all pure on Venda. And today again, the advice of the day or word of the day is artist statement. An artist statement is basically a description of biography, where it gives a whole broader view as an individual, and as the artist statement theme you following or what your work actually speaks of. So an artist statement, you give a brief the whole body collection you dirang as an artist. So yep, that's us on the Word Out on Art. Love and light, keep doing art, keep loving art, and let's keep talking. Check us on our social media pages, #Turn Waves, the conversation starter, and we got you covered. Adios from me, Kujameti, le Kharibe Lamupedi. Peace. Dark-skinned, chocolate shades, melanin dripping, sun-kissed glow on the color of the grounds where I am from. Birthed with birth genes, a queen, a woman, a warrior.